A lot of people photoshopping interesting stuff today.
Wait, is that what they do? Is that like, is it like a challenge or something?
I mean, stuff like that. So.
Show it to Lawrence. Show them. Oh no.
That's the kind of stuff that people are photoshopping today.
Oh god. Wait, you know...
apparently True Geordie is a Wallace and Gromit looking
What were you going to say there?
No, you know, like the incident that was on Lawrence.
What incident?
So
not this Lawrence.
So your mate Lawrence was in the studio. They can't see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went on a night out.
Yeah.
And the incident that made Elliot send the message to JJ.
Yeah.
KSI.
Was him and you and Elliot falling out.
Basically we went clubbing.
We went clubbing.
Was doing a special guest kind of thing.
All right. Yeah.
Elliot was doing a special guest.
And yeah, we just turned up to show our faces.
Oh, so you two turned up for a night out.
So to the best of your recollection, what happened, Joe?
Basically, obviously all the attention has then gone from Elliot and his like little VIP booth elsewhere.
Has he got a VIP booth?
Oh yeah, always got to make sure of that. But like, look, with that, I think he just didn't like that.
Because he was having a night out where it was Elliot Crawford appears, and then you, who obviously helped him become the person he is, has turned up just for a night out, and then the spotlight sort of swayed a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I think at one point Lawrence was going to speak to someone, and Elliot thought he was trying to enter the VIP booth, and...
Wait, you weren't allowed in the VIP booth?
Well, I assume not, but like, yeah, basically Elliot thought he was trying to get in and sort of swung. Yeah.
Elliot swung for you?
Yeah.
And were you there?
Yeah, I was on site. The second I see that all kicking off, I didn't know what happened. Obviously, I leg it over. Even before I can even get there, people holding me back and like whatever. But yeah, no, it was.
So when you went over, have you and Elliot already fallen out?
No, we just haven't spoken.
So you don't really see eye to eye, because I can tell by the way you're answering that question. But so when you went over there, did you know that there was a bit of an atmosphere before you walked over?
Yeah, we could sense an atmosphere. So obviously, I went over to speak to just a female near his area, and he kind of jumps up and was kind of swung for me, was proper in my face, saying, "Don't come near my VIP section."
Fuck me.
Yeah.
So this all happens. Elliot goes home, sends a text to JJ. JJ then goes, "Yeah, give us a call, mate." And then absolutely
genius,
innit?
Absolutely rinses Elliot and does what he does. The video comes out. You watch the video. You're sitting back. Even though this all happens, you still look at Elliot as someone who's probably loyal to you and over JJ. Are you surprised, or how are you feeling about it?
That's the thing, man. Like, obviously, I don't want to reveal too much because it is a bit of a personal issue. But no, for real. But
well, I mean, JJ's revealed a fuck ton already.
Yeah,
so you can pretty much say what you
JJ
want.
doesn't really know the story though. Like, he doesn't really have a clue. Like, JJ probably thinks by making that video he was probably getting at me and like, I look like an idiot or something because like my best mate like is not loyal to me.
Right.
That's probably what he thinks.
But because to be fair, as a YouTube audience and as someone who just watches the videos, we would all think Elliot's your best mate. He's Queen of the Double making videos. You're always on videos together. So that's
his best mate.
That's the impression that you get.
I get that.
So what's the real story?
So basically, I just sort of whenever how do I word this, man? Because like it's a bit dodgy, innit? It just is like there's no way I could say it.
Whose feelings are you worried about hurting?
Nah, it's just a sort of like okay. Basically, I just felt like he was getting a bit too big for his boots. You know. I just thought like for something he hasn't necessarily worked as much as other people to get, he's acting like he's the big superstar now.
Right.
And I just sort of don't really want anything to do with that. That's not me at all. And like, there's no point trying to convince.
Which is ironic because a lot of people have an opinion of you in the comments that you're, I don't know, someone who thinks he's something special. But what you're saying is actually that you're not trying to have Joe Weller appears at nightclub moments and stay out of my VIP area sort of moments.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just tried to remain like as normal as possible. Like I don't have like loads of friends. I don't like I'm not trying to, I don't know, create this image that I'm something I'm not. I just try to be myself, stay true to myself. Do you know what I mean? And anyone that isn't really about that, I don't really want to hang around.
So after all this has happened, Elliot's 500,000 subscribers. He's got a career where the day you met him, he was working in a coffee shop, and now you've helped him out. You've turned him. He's got a job for life practically now because of all the help you've given him. Do you regret that?
Regret? I don't know, because you could look at it. Look, obviously, he did obviously help me with them exploring videos and all of that stuff. But I guess it's difficult because when I first met him, I was like, yeah, humble, normal geezer. You know what I mean? Like, just I thought it'd be trustworthy, be everything like that. I didn't think he would get all over. I don't know. I didn't think it would get to his head, and he now start thinking he's something he's not. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know that. So yeah, if I knew.
So
that,
have you heard from him since that video come out to smooth things? Because if I'm him, and JJ and all that happens, and now people are sitting there thinking, I want you to get dropped and all of that, and after he owes you so much, I'd at least ring you up and say, sorry about that, mate. And try and.
Man, that's the thing, man. That's why
has he rung you?
Nah, like that's the thing. Like he obviously went to Lawrence and did what he did to Lawrence because he hasn't got the balls to do anything to me.
Right.
And that's not me trying to sound like I'm the big man. It's just he doesn't have any.
But what you're saying
like
is Lawrence is more of a nice guy sort of person.
Well, he's just an easier target.
I don't know. I guess.
Target Joe.
2-0. Yes, Joe. Shut 2-1 Chelsea. Come on, it's done. Anyways,
it was gonna happen.
Enjoyed it well. Now, yeah, I just think like obviously if getting on the wrong side of me, I've obviously got the audience that I could then go and ruin his reputation.
There's a lot more that comes with it.
Yeah, whereas
JJ can't do that because he's not.
No, well, obviously that's why he's obviously he didn't think that JJ was gonna release the fact that he was being a snake. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas I guess JJ
in many ways JJ helped you.
Done a bit of a favour. Yeah.
So is that's you and Elliot fucking done? Like, is that?
Well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I personally don't want anything to do with him. Like, but that's the thing. I didn't want to make like a big point of it. I don't want to make a video like, oh yeah, this is it, because I don't want to give any attention.
It's not only that though. I think when you've actually really liked someone and connected and thought, oh, this is like my fucking brother, and then you fall out with someone, it's different to YouTube drama where it's like two people who don't really give a shit about each other using each other for views and did it. When someone's actually really let you down properly in your mind. You're not just going to make a video about it and big drama. You're probably just going to be like, I'm not even going to...
Yeah, no, and that's exactly...
It's that bad, you know what I mean? And
yeah, 100%. And that was it. I just like, the best thing I could have done in that situation is just carry on doing what I do, focus on myself. Like, obviously, I've got this boxing match to prepare for. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to limit as many extra things like distracting me as I can.
And it's quite dramatic, this the run-up, isn't it?
And that's the thing, like, all of that. Like Jojo said, the last person who anyone would have thought would try and snake me, being him. But
I mean, to be honest, what I will say as someone who is, I'm your mate, but I'm also reasonable and I say things how they are. Even if Elliot feels like you pissed him off that night, he owes you a lot and he shouldn't have done what he done. You know what I mean? Regardless, for him to go to JJ and say those things and that's bad, that, like, in my opinion. So and I watched the video. I watched this video with his mum, and not at any point did he try and explain his actions towards you, apologise or anything like that to you, and explain any of that. All he did was say JJ was out of order. Well, you can point the finger at other people, but as a man, you have to look at yourself and say, well, this is what I did wrong. And the fact that he bottled that disappointed me. Because how can I respect that action? Like, you're sitting there pointing the finger at JJ, but then the lad who's just given you a fucking career and got you out of a coffee shop, you can't even apologise to. Or at least explain your thought process.
Can I also say something as well? I think,
and I've got no problem with Elliot because he's done football to me, but that's just the way I see it.
I also think it's very difficult when you're growing up online in the public eye. If this just happened between two friends, very often it can be something that a small friendship group can forget or get over. But when everyone's putting pressure on you, and we forget maybe that Elliot is still quite a young guy who's had a lot of other influences come into his life recently, and it's difficult to grow up sometimes in that circumstance.
Some people are made for it, and some people can handle it, and some people aren't as good at handling it.
Yeah.
What do you reckon of this game so far, Dave? Because we've been talking for a while.